Oh, I will do, yeah. Hi, all viewers. How you doing? So we're doing Pal World, and I'm not going to stay on the Just Chatting screen for long because I need to make this character in order for Mr. Maxwell to be able to get the world code. So, moving on swiftly. I was going to press randomizer, yes. There, now you can hear Mr. Maxwell as well. I was going to do a randomizer because the randomizer on this can just produce some beautiful, beautiful people. Like
truly magnificent.
Oh god,
Only
yeah.
the gods, bodies of the gods.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
We've got to think up of names as well.
Yes, we do. Right, I'll move on to the gaming screen so you can see. Alright, the game volume's very low on this. I may have to turn that up in the game settings. Let's have a look-see. So. Ooh, I quite like Bodybuilder Blue. Bodybuilder Blue is cool.
Bodybuilder Blue.
Yeah, look. If you can see it.
Oh my.
That's
yeah.
Bodybuilder Blue. I'm going to change the name. That was the randomizer that came up. I was hoping for a little bit more creativity, but Bodybuilder Blue kind of works. I love how you can see some of the names for the characters on the other game, like Barram U just popped up there. Bob Barram U. Oh no, Builder. No, Blue.
No.
Oh my
Blue.
goodness!
I was going to say you've already put in Builder.
Bodybuilder Blue. Or should I make it like cool and it's that kind of blue?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, you could say cool, like cool mint.
Cool
yeah, like
mint.
You got cool mint, bodybuilder cool mint.
Oh, Mountain Dew's green, isn't it? Because I could have called him Mountain Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I may have to alter him a little bit and make him green.
You could do.
Mount Rushmore. There's another one that I've called a pal in the other one. Because they're just called Rushmores. So I was like, Mount Rushmore. Anyway, Mountain Dude. And we're going to make it green.
Hell yeah.
Now, how green is Mountain Dew? Because I don't drink Mountain Dew.
If you can make it a little bit lighter.
A little bit lighter. Like paler or brighter?
Paler. Because Mountain Dew, even though like it looks green, it's mainly because of the bottle. So Mountain Dew is actually kind of like a really see-through type green.
So
to make it paler.
That work?
Yeah, that works.
Are there any other key colours to Mountain Dew?
Well, I mean, there's red, but you could always that's more the packaging. The drink's just green, like a really light green.
I like the character to have the fat ass. It just looks funny. Right, Mountain Dude. So the packaging's just green and red. Ooh.
Yeah, pretty much.
I won't change anything else other than the hair colour because I pressed random.
Considering you're a drink, I'm gonna have to go with red and be Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah, that means you've got to be red and white. I need to get a picture of a Mountain Dew bottle.
Do you want me to send you one? Hold on.
All right, I get you. So blacks, reds, right? Okay, right, yeah, got you. I'm trying to use a mouse on this fucking thing. That's not how this works.
No.
Do as you told, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right, red hair. We'll do black eyebrows. I'm going to do black and red eyeballs as well. So, as much as I pressed random, it randomed the body.
It's alright, I'm the only one here. Nobody else needs to know.
This is true. If anybody asks, I'll deny it.
Exactly. And I'll be your witness. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you will. Yeah.
I'm like, you totally 100% randomized everything.
Yep. I almost did. Right. So, because you've got like a dark bluey green colour in the packaging as well. I'm going to try and give him dark bluey green eyes. It's not going to work.
Bluey green eyes.
Dark bluey black green eyes, yeah.
Oh my god.
So what voice does Mountain Dude have? Whoa, pet.
I feel like because he's like Mountain Dew, you've got to give him like. He does have to be a bloke. You can't give him a woman's voice.
Huh?
Oh, we're getting a lot of drops. Panda Pop Hello Gee, how are you?
Hi, Gee. We're just sorting out Power World.
Yeah!
I've named my character Mountain Dude and designed him on the colour scheme of the Mountain Dew bottle.
I might call mine Kaylee Cola
That's pretty cool,
with a C.
Kaylee Cola.
So, yeah, Kaylee Cola.
Right,
And
we're
have her be
starting the
red
game.
skin. Okay, right.
I
You're
will
gonna
send
need
you the
to.
code.
You're gonna need to block your screen.
Yeah, just chat screen.
Yeah.
2 minutes, guys.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm on 79 followers.
Oh, very good.
I'm one away from 80.
That's very, very good.
We are doing it. Also, I got my check from Twitch in the post.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Oh, so it spawns me
Yeah.
in the dark when it's freezing, so I'm gonna fucking die. Wonderful. Because I need to send you the code and I'm gonna die. Right, hang on.
Don't worry, you got this. You got this. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Ooh. Right. Woo! I heard that.
Yeah. I went Christmas shopping today, so I had to have my phone on like loud because obviously it's the Saturday after Black Friday.
Back to
So
the
the
game.
Metro Center, the Metro Center was ridiculous.
Right, we are gonna die if I don't get near a
No,
fire.
you're not. You got this.
I need to unlock that. Excuse me, sir. Can I warm myself by your fire? Oh, I can. Won't get it. So how are
There we
you
go.
doing, Guy? How's everything going? You had a good day? If you're still there, of course. Don't we just look marvellous? Mountain Dude. Yeah, good strum last night. Very good. Glad to hear it.
Right. I'll tell you what. Since we're here, I'm gonna go into my gameplay.
And Mr. Maxwell just needs to make his character.
There we go. How would you spell Kaylee? Would it be Caly?
Guy has
think?
suggested RC Cola.
RC color. Why RC?
I don't know why. Why RC? I'm always around. I don't just get up and walk away from Panda. This is very true, and I appreciate it very much. It's nice to have reliable men in my life, dear. Makes a change.
Yeah. It's
Only
just
in
a shame
later
he's in a
life.
completely different country.
Oh, that's a story of my life, really. Sun is rising. So I have put in the custom settings that daytime is twice as long. Because personally,
Right, okay.
I dislike how short of a daytime you get.
Okay.
Outside of that, though, it's base level stuff. I'm going to wait for Mr. Maxwell to come in before we go and decide where to set up a base. Because normally, Mr. Maxwell has a base set up like here, and I set one up there where that chicken is, which isn't called a chicken. Oh, you can make a name with RC. Well, he wants Kaylee Cola. Is what Mr. Maxwell's going for. I literally just went for Mountain Dude because I thought it was funny. Right. I'm gonna increase the weight carry limit first because that is just for... Oh, or do I want to increase the stamina? No, weight carry first and then stamina. Technology points. We have 7, which is enough to open up everything that we basically need. Because we need all of these. And then we're going to catch non-Pokemon that I keep calling Pokemon. So in the other game, my camp, because I've got a world open, which I will pop into before the end of stream. I've got a camp down here. And Mr. Maxwell has a camp here with a lovely riverbed view. It's very nice. Mine's not in the best place on the other game because I can only use half of the fucking... Well, I could use more of the land, but I look a bit like Helm's Deep. I've got a fortified fortress on the top of the cliff. And then just a nice patch of grass on the bottom. Hello, Bearded Dad. Welcome in. Congratulations on the second. How are you?
Bearded.
How is it going? If you can't talk, that's fine. I'm just going to say, oh, dead. Oh.
Dead? Oh, how did the stream go last night? How did you do?
Deceased.
Because he was...
Did you make it all 12 hours? I stayed until about 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning. And then I was like, I should probably attempt some form of sleep. So when 8 AM rolled around, I think I finally deceased. But it turns out he is a former streamer. He is an ex-bearded dad.
Oh, my.
Dead, deceased. He has perished. His mortal coil has been cut.
Oh, heckers.
Bollocks. Yeah.
All right, I'm in. Unfortunately, the red is not very good. She looks more like she looks more like she's sunburned than anything else.
So hang on, I'll face it. This is Mountain Dude. He has the... I tried to go as close off the packaging as I could. So I've got the pale greenish coloured fluid, the dark green and black eyes, and the red hair. Stream went amazing. Lasted the full 12 hours. Well done. Managed to raise £400. Oh, wow. Well done indeed. So does that mean... What does that mean then? You die... You dye in your hair. Does that mean you dye in your beard as well? Oh, well then. Where's... Oh, you've gone the other way because there's the... I forgot there's the thing in the chest. So Mr. Maxwell's just bagged himself a chest because I was forgetful.
Oh, yeah, there's a chest.
See? Bagged himself a chest.
Got myself some pal spheres.
Blue hair and beard, but managed to dodge the Mrs. Santa. Oh, don't. Oh, I went to glide. Don't have the glider yet. That's just... Really? Really? Come on now. Well done, though. That is, like, stupid impressive. Is that sheep trying to pick a fight with me? Nope. Trying to pick a fight with you. So let's have a look. This is Kaylee Cola. If she stays fucking still. There we go. Based off of Coca-Cola. Because I'm Mountain Dude.
Yeah,
right.
We're both drinks.
We are. Because I
we're
pressed...
mighty fine drinks.
Because I pressed random and this motherfucker popped up and I was like... Mountain Dude. Still got to get 2 more pies as well. Oh, shame that.
2 more pies? What for?
2 more pies to the face. Because every £50 he took a pie.
Oh, okay.
Shame that is. Right, so I'm not going to put a base up here like I normally do. I'm going to go
I
further
think
down.
we go further down. Actually, you know where the so basically right at the bottom of the hill, you know where one of the eggs spawn. I reckon we go there.
Okay. Because we're going to have to share this base, so one of us is going to get one half. My side, your side. My side, your side. Kind of shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, we don't have a glider. Oh, that's okay.
Hi, Nikki. Thanks for the lurk.
Not letting little lass do any, though. She was vicious. She's just asserting our dominance, man. You're fine. Be proud of her viciousness.
Ooh, what's this?
I don't know.
Can you see that?
Oh, that's a
What is
small
it?
pal soul.
Oh, okay.
So there was a pal there. And it died.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm getting it. I'll let you get the next one. I think there's one down there by that rock, or at least there's a blue shiny thing.
Does Bearded have a PS5?
I believe so.
Bearded, get Power World.
I think, Bearded, you have Pal World, don't you? He does. I would be if it wasn't involving smacking me in the face with a plate. You're fine, man. What's a broken nose? He doesn't have money, though. Well, that's a shame. Do you know what you do there? You put it on Throne because it's currently on sale.
It's like 18 quid now.
So you put it on your Throne because it's currently on sale, and then we get you Pal World for Christmas.
Like I'm going to buy this for Dave.
Just saying, you know, just putting it out there.
Yeah, true.
That
true,
maybe we get you Pal World for Christmas. I thought there might have been something hidden there, right? Let me love you! That's what I'm going to be like throughout most of this game, mate. Oh! I haven't told Maxwell yet. So, we've got another game that me and Maxwell play on. Like another server, if you will. I caught a panda.
Oh, there's a panda?
There's a fucking panda and it wears a leaf on
Okay.
its head and I'm overjoyed.
Okay, right. You're going to have to show me where.
Oh, it's a while away.
It's been a while. Right, so, when this came out on PlayStation, right, they basically released a big new update for the game, which gave us a brand new island, right?
Oh.
There's red pandas on that island.
Excuse me, sir. Coming through.
Hello! I'm going to catch you one day and call you Dilbert. Anyway,
Dilbert?
he looks like a Dilbert. Come on, look at him. Look
I
at
was
him.
going to call him Marvin.
No, Dilbert.
I
Dilbert
will.
is the way
I'm
to
going
go.
to put a thing where you guys can either name the pals whatever you want, or they will be named after you. It's up to you on that one. So you want to make the base down here?
Yeah, I think this is a good spot because, right, there's tons of rocks, constantly getting berries, so we don't actually have to build a berry plantation.
I mean, we do, but we can
Well,
delete
we do,
it.
but we can delete it out almost straight after, right? There's always an egg spawn. There's 2 eggs that spawn down here.
There are.
Which I'm going to grab one of them now.
Fair.
One each.
Now, would you rather a beachfront or sticking on the grass? As I'm not awake, how does one add PS5 games to the Throne? So what I do is I go onto the PlayStation Store, click onto the game, copy the link to said game, go onto Throne and add a gift as a payout gift, because then they can't try and rob people blind with delivery for a digital item. They will still add a few pounds on it, but that's why all of the games I'm putting on Throne, I'm putting at least a tenner towards all of them initially anyway, so I cover the extra cost, because I don't think it's fair. So yeah, and then you just add it that way, so then it'll say, once the gift has been given, it'll send you the money to your PayPal or to whatever it sends you the money to, and you can just buy the game. Because it works out a little bit cheaper for the people that are paying into it. Or buying it outright, whichever it is. Ooh, egg. Oh yeah, Throne sneaks off. Goo. Behave yourself. I forget the sneaky Santa is in my chat.
There we go. All right.
Right,
We're
we're going to punch the shit out of one of these and feel really guilty. And hopefully Oh, come here, bitch. We have one! Yeah, I don't get that. It shouldn't be that much. I know they've increased, like, you know, it's the exchange rate of pounds to dollars and that they add extra on. That's also why I made that a crowdfunding one. What's SH2 again? Silent Hill. Hang on. I'll have a quick dix.
You was playing Silent Hill?
No, I put Silent Hill 2 as a possible game. Because to be honest, I'm just using Throne like a catalogue. Like, every time I get paid, because I put them all on crowdfunding, every time I get paid, I'm just putting a little bit into the ones that have some in. Like, I've put into Dragon Age. So I'll just keep putting it in Dragon Age and then eventually get a game. Right, where is it? Because the annoying thing is, obviously, I can't adjust the prices too much because Throne adds its own amount onto it that it wants.
Have you built a power block, by the way?
No, not yet. I've not built anything yet.
Okay. Because I think this is this side here is a decent little spot.
Right, so let's have a look. Dragon Age. So for me, it says the grand total for what it's going to be for just this game. They want £76.22. So the game itself, yeah. The game itself is like 60-something pound to get, which is ridiculous. But then they add stuff onto it, so I initially cover what they've added on and then add to it from there. But this is why I say nobody has to buy me things off Throne, because I'm absolutely fine with not having things bought. I just add on to it myself and do my thing. Oh, am I starving? No, I'm cold.
Where would you like the power box?
Over here?
Where?
Oh wait, no.
Where's over here?
Hang on. I'll just.
I think here's fine. Here? Oh, actually no. Actually, a bit further in. I reckon about here.
Well,
like
no,
next to the road.
no, buy me all the thing. No, buy me anythings. Yep, but wherever you'd like. Sorry. I'm busy being like, no.
Panda, we are freezing to death.
I know. I'm sorry. Not my fault. Can't build in another guild's base. Oh, so because you've put the PAL box down.
Oh, just come to me then.
Money don't jiggle, it folds. I like to see you
Doesn't really-
wiggle, for sure.
Doesn't really matter all that much.
No.
Oh, good. Oh, good. There we go. Ha ha! Take that, cold.
Yeah.
I have defeated you with fire.
Thank you very much for the biddies, but stop it. Right. I'm getting myself all confuzzled. See, this is what happened when you mention buying things first. I'm like, no. And then I get all confused and I get all flustered and I'm like, fucking no.
Right, I think for now, just
The simple
keep the
solution would just be to remove the access. But no, I'm not doing that. I think we should potentially build 2 of each of these. So I'll build one and you build one. Do you get what I mean? Because then...
You think? I think we'll be fine.
You know for a
'Cause-
fact I'll load into this world and rearrange it anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I'm just like.
He's
it's
like, I'll
okay.
just put this here because if she doesn't like it,
'Cause
she'll move it.
What the thing is, once we get to level 10, once we get our base to level 10, we get another power box,
True.
and then I can just take that one,
Also true.
and I'll move it further in as well, so we don't have miles to go. Oh, I'll give you a hand with that.
Thanks. Right, if we leveled up, we should have technology points. I believe...
Yeah, I do.
What? I believe that is added, but I'm running around 4 hours sleep since 6 a.m. Friday. Ooh.
Ooh.
I will check. When I have a second. Right, we need a bed for the pals. A bow would be good. Some arrows would be good. I suppose a bed for us would be nice. Cloth
Unfortunately, I
would
do
be
not
good.
have any.
We basically just have to get a bed. My
Okay.
money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds.
Okay, I'm gonna do the manly. Get us some wood and some stone the manly way, by punching things.
Fuck yeah, you are. Right, so we need to craft a pal sphere, build a primitive workbench, but there's already one
My
there.
money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds to
Gosh
like to
darn
see
it.
you wiggle wiggle.
I think you need to build a primitive workbench.
I do.
So if you want, just build one and then we'll delete it.
Yeah. Thank you. Stop it. But
Don't
thank
stop.
you. Do.
Don't stop. I've got a shed that I'm looking forward to.
Gosh darn it. I was just rounding my bits out. That sounds very fucking questionable. I'm not gonna lie. Just saying.
Hey, you know, you've got to do it, mate. You've got to round your bits out.
I mean... I am questionable. Okay. Right, craft a pal sphere.
Oh. There you go.
Hi, questionable. I'm Gee. Ah, we have our first ad in 50 odd seconds. Not that either of you lovelies need to worry about that. Right, so we need to go and catch a pal, access the pal box, and summon a pal to base. Well, I've got nowhere for it to sleep yet, so.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm
Hey,
missing
kitty.
2 fiber.
Come here. Come here. Let me love you with my fists. Oh God, it sounds very Ike Turner, doesn't it?
Oh.
Ha! Okay. I'm doing this because I care. God, I feel very Ike. Bad crack, bad crack. Look, I'm a
Hello,
lovely cat, ma'am. Honest, I am. You'll
You
really
get
like
that.
it in my
Thank
house.
you. Thank you for the prime soul.
That's some nice coffee on the wish list, isn't it? It looks...
I'm gonna go get that green thing.
I mean, no, it's not. It's horrible, and you should leave it alone. I'm gonna beat the shit by a cat.
Do you need a hand? Kaylee Cola is on the way.
I ran out of fucking stamina.
Watcha! Watcha!
Now worse than Mountain Dude running out of stamina.
There you go.
Thank you. I got itchy nose.
Oh no.
Ooh, a nose. Right, we have pals. Open inventory to consume food. Food consumed. Oh, I have a megasphere already. Fabulous. Instant coffee, is it good? I don't mind most instant coffee, to be honest. I'm not a massive coffee snob. I love coffee, but the only way I'm a coffee snob is like, I think Nescafe is a minging instant coffee. personal preference.
Don't
Outside
mind
of
me,
that,
I'm just punching this rock.
you punch that rock. Badass bish.
There we go.
Right. What else do we need to do? You just leveled up. Open your inventory and strengthen your stats. Oh, we have 2, so we're going to put 1 in stamina. And where do you think we should put the other?
Wait.
I would personally put it there, but what does chat think? We have health, stamina,
Wait.
attack,
Panda, you're putting it in way. I don't care about your chat.
work speed, or weight. Personally, I would go weight. But I am
What?
going to ask. Just remember, Mr. Maxwell, the more you say no or encourage them to do one thing, they often tend to...
I'm not
Complete
encouraging chat.
opposite end,
I'm not encouraging chat.
No,
I'm
but it's
telling
like when I
you-
go, I know. Well, you can tell. To be fair, let's face it. Chat knows, you knows. People telling me things is like talking to a brick wall. I'll just go, and then continue on my merry way. The path that I decided. Well, Bearded Dad just says yes. So I'm assuming wait.
Wait. Put it in the wait for now.
I love that he's like, wait, yes, wait. Put it into wait. Wait is great. The only time I will ever say that sentence out loud. Wait is great. Right, we have more of these. So, a feed box is good because you need to feed your pals. A common shield is handy because protection. And we now have 2 left. We can either make cloth armor or we can make a spear.
Cloth armor is part of the journey, so go for cloth armor.
That is true, actually. You need to craft a cloth outfit to equip it, so never mind. Done! I'm trying
okay.
to get chat interacted. Not interacted, like part of the game, not just watching me be a green tit. They're used to watching me being a tit. I'm trying to spice it up a bit, you know what I mean?
I see.
Yes.
I see.
I see, very nice, very nice. Right, I'm
Yep.
going to make a fire over here, so when I wander over here, I don't freeze to death later. So that would be nice. No, I'm not, because apparently I've got fuck all in my fucking...
Right. I've put a lamb ball in the thing. If we level up the power box, what do we need? We just need to make 1 wooden chest, which I will do in a second.
I'm getting some wood right now. Not like that, no.
Nice.
The only D we have in this house is disability! And occasionally depression. Occasionally. I need to put that fucking thing down and adjust how I'm sitting because I'm already starting to ouch.
Right. The chest for now.
Acceptable.
The chest for now is just going to go over here. Okay.
Oh, okay, I'll pretend I can see where that is.
You'll see it when you come in. Don't worry. There's generally something adorable about the lambs when they try and help you out with things.
Yeah, it's something adorable about the... Oh, there's a cellar here already? Hello.
Right. I'm going to upgrade the box. Shoddy bed.
Nice. Eventually, he may come in handy. Right now, not so much. Right, where... Oh... Alright, I want to make this. I want to put it here. Remember, we're gonna... there you go. Look, it helps! Isn't it adorable? Isn't it glitchy?
Do we want to make another bed?
I can... I was going to make one over here, but yeah.
I just figured 2 next to each other.
Yeah.
Plus, I also
I've just
know
set
that
myself on
you are-
fire.
Run into the water, Panda. Run to the water. There we go. Right. I'll let you put the other pal in.
I'm on fire
part
in
of
the
it.
ocean.
Oh. Why are you on fire in the ocean?
I don't fucking know, because it didn't put us out. Sorry. It did not put me out. Bit of the northern slips out there. I'm going to get this as well. You did. Yes. Right, so this is the edge. This is the edge. Let you know. So what do we need? 5 lamb balls, craft a common shield.
I need wool
I
for
need,
the cloth.
yeah, I need wood for a feed box. You should see the other. Before the stream ends, I will put on the other world that we've got. You should see it. Oh my goodness.
I have only just really started on Pandas Unworld, so
Yeah, my insomnia is very apparent in that game.
Panda's got this giant base and I've got like a house.
Yep. And I have loads of giant non-Pokemon. We need to name these.
We do.
So, guys. Oh, that's nice. My computer's just told me I don't have any viruses. That's nice. Thank you. What should we name? So this was the first. Would anyone like to be the Cremis? Or would anyone like to name the Cremis? Or Cremis? I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. The fluffy thing. It's a male. Believe it or not. Let that cat go, beating the shit out of that rock. You go, cat! Good boy! It is
Okay,
a floof.
right.
It is! That's definitely Gee. Should we name it Gee? Or do
Are
you
we
mean
naming
the
them after-
do you
are
mean
we
the
naming
cat
them after
kicking the
chat?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can either name them after chat or I can give them a name from someone from chat. So, does Gee want to name the floof, or does the floof want to be called Gee? Or did you mean the cat that's beating the shit out of the rock is called Gee? That was a lot of Gee.
That was a lot of gee.
Oh, see, there's another one. I've named one Gus Gus on the other thing.
I need to name mine.
I named the sheep Floof. Okay, this is a Floof. Welcome, Floof, to Jurassic Park. Sorry. Right, and then we've got the cat.
Okay, so my sheep is going to be called view details.
That's
Ooh, it's a-
technically they're the sheeps. Called lamb balls.
It's a lass. So what should I call it?
I think I named one of mine Lamborghini before I got rid of it.
Lamborghini.
Hi, G. How are you? Nearly called you Gee. Sorry. How's it going? that in there as well. And that. I've got an itchy nose. Woo! And that. Right, we'll keep this for now because that helps them level up later. Put that in there. Right, we're going to put one of these. He can go there. He can go there. Need to make one of these. Ah, still haven't got enough wood. Balls.
Doop 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 boop. Boop doop doop dap doop doop boop. I have named my lamb.
I'm okay. It's okay. I'm good. Thank you. How are you? Good. I am not too bad. Would you like to name a pal? We have 2 cats that still need naming.
Oh my god, I'm on fire. Oh my god.
Don't run into the water. It'll do but all. You'll just be on fire in the water. Not that I know that from doing it 10 minutes ago.
I'm not on fire anymore, guys. It's okay.
Right, so ideally... I'll give you creative freedom. I think everyone's just going to give me creative freedom, except Guy. Guy did name one. Right, so we'll build this here. And for anyone that plays this, you should try and set it so it's only food that goes in there and not ingredients. Because they get pissy, basically, if it's only ingredients that are in there. Because the baked goods, or the cooked food, gives them sanity points to stop them going absolutely balmy when they are, you know, doing all the slave labour in the camp.
Oh, the slave labour, yes.
Yeah.
Lovely job, like.
Yeah. So how's everybody's weekend been so far? How's it all going? What do we need to do? Craft a common shield, capture 5 lamb. Well, I need to make 5 more. Are you quite alright there, mate? Do you want to get out my backside? That'd be lovely.
Well, I mean, you are Mountain Dew.
Very busy. And very, very tired. Do you at least get a breather tomorrow?
I don't.
Oh.
I'm at work tomorrow.
We're on God of War tomorrow.
Okay.
Right. I will put all of these into that chest. And then just take some if you want some.
Okay.
Right. So I need to make... I can't craft a shield yet. Because I need more of that and more of that. I can craft some of these. I can craft one of them. So we can go and get some lamb balls.
Oh, I need a little bit more wood, although... hold on. How many,
I've been putting everything into the chest.
I was going to ask how many spheres do you need?
Oh, well I've got 2. And I need to catch 5 lamb balls. So all I need to do is get more wood though, so it'll be fine. Need to eat some food. Oh, we have unused stat points. Hang on. So, stamina, work speed, weight, attack, health. Thank you, G.
Solo. Badass Solo.
Attack. Yep.
I fitted a new floor, plumbed in a toilet which required turning into a pretzel to reach the pipes, streamed for 12 hours, did multiple tip runs, 3 hours of Christmas shopping and putting it all away, then tomorrow taking little Mr. Choir, fitting the bath, then going to the cinema and sorting the house for the gas man to fit the new boiler on Monday. Fuck that.
Wow, that is a...
That is insane. For an able-bodied, like fully able-bodied person, that's pushing yourself. For us cripples? That's insane. Why do you hate yourself? Do you know, I think you like getting pied in the face, you know. I do. Where do I begin? The start is normally a good place. So I've heard. Don't blame me, blame Chap. And Mrs. Bearded. I mean... I'm just gonna... Switzerland. So, health, stamina, attack, work speed, or weight. There we go. That's a way to avoid getting into the blame game.
Don't mind the green and the red on my coats.
Thank
It's
you,
perfectly
Jean.
fine. I feel like I should level up.
But right, I'm doing it.
What are you doing?
Allocating the point.
If I should Oh, were level you up? waiting for somebody to
I
tell you where to
was.
put the point?
I was.
I mean, I could fight the
Where'd you
boss
put it?
and then just...
Wait.
Good, good.
Thank you, G. So he's just going to awkwardly stand there for ages. I mean, he probably is, yes. Right. So we need to go and beat the shit out of some sheep.
Yep. Just go up the hill.
I am. Let's go punch some sheep. Sorry, lamb balls. Not sheep. I can smell burning.
Well, that's not good.
Not ideal, like, is it?
Not really.
I do have a candle over there, but I don't think it's that. So if you bear with us for 1 second, I'm going to go make sure my house isn't on fire. Because although Bella will bark if someone so much as sneezes near my front door, she apparently won't tell us if the house is going to burn down. So I will be 2 seconds. I'll leave you on a be right back screen.
It's all right. I'm here. They can.
Yes, Mr.
I
Maxwell
will
is
talk to
still
them.
here. I will unmute Discord from the be right back screen, but I'll be right back. I'll only be a couple of seconds, just want to make sure I'm not going to die.
Don't die. How is chat? I don't know why I'm asking, because you're all in Panda's chat. But I'm sure you're fine. You know, I'm sure everything's okay. I think. Maybe. Possibly. We do need a chicken, so let's go get it. Let's go get ourselves a chicken. Oh shit. Nice, we got a chicken. We got a chicken! So at least now we can get some eggs once we've built the ranch, which, you know, we're gonna get there. No. I want you. Made a bunch of wool. We just need one more. Some berries while we're here. Do 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 pow! Mm-hmm. That'll do. Doop 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 doop.
Not dead.
Welcome back. Is the house not on fire?
No fire, not dead.
Oh,
Good,
good.
good.
Good. Hello, Ghost. How are you going? How are you doing, my friend?
Right. Sorry. Back to.
Sorry,
punching
I should say
sheep.
G. Hello, G. Welcome in.
G host.
Yeah.
Ow. I mean, they're floofs, but they're not the floofs we need to punch. These are not the floofs we are looking for. How come when I need to punch the floofs, they fucking disappear?
You need to come up the hill.
I know. There's a penguin! That's not a floof. Nope.
I need the penguin. Ooh, berries.
Hang on, I'm gonna have a look on the options because this is
Ooh. I am good. I am good, G. I'm feeling a lot better than I did the other day. A lot better. We're gonna go.
do you mind?
I do not.
Ah, bloody fucking giant elephant thing. Whoa. Oh, it's you. I was like, who the fuck? Oh, hang on a minute.
What's up?
You didn't look like you there. You red with black hair. That looked like a black guy. Just ran past me. That's
Oh.
why I was like, what the fuck? Not because he was black. Putting it out there. Because he was unexpected.
Oh, really, really.
Yes. Loads of chickens.
Go further up.
I am. Once I get some berries.
I did have to go up there to get the lamb balls, so I do apologise.
I'm getting a good bit of drop at the minute, and I apologise for that. Oh, there's a sheep. I found sheep.
Get the sheep.
Do you want to hear my sheep call? Come here, sheep.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Whoa, fucking hell, man, calm down. Cat's just like, get out of here.
Okay, right.
I'm gonna have to make a redeem for next time we play this. I never thought of it until now. Instead of asking if people want to make them when they're just lurking, I'm just gonna make a redeem of name that pal.
Ooh, yeah, that's not a bad one.
Because then I don't have to, like, be all like, do you want to? Right, we have one more pal ball. Unless we find another one on the way. And knock you the fuck out! Name one of them Polly the Folly. Fair. Well, which one would you want named Polly the Folly? Because we can't name Floof, we've got the cat, or one
It's
of
got
the
to be
sheep.
a bird. It's going to have to be a bird if we capture a bird. You can't
sheep.
call any other animal a Polly.
Nope, it's one of the sheep. Okay, so we have female, female, they're all female. So which sheep do you want? Level 2, level 3? Meh, as it says.
What have you been up to, G, by the way? What have you been up to? Oh, that's my crotch. That is my crotch.
Gee, what are you doing in his crotch?
Right. This just looks like the sheep's eating my ass.
You chose the sheep. I did. Do you want it to be a different sheep? I just went for the highest level sheep. If you have a preference on sheep. Did you want the top, middle, or the bottom sheep? I went for the middle one. I forget about the brief delay.
Ooh. Black Ops 6. How's Black Ops 6 going for you?
Hold them up by the leg to check. Somebody else did it for us. There's a little thing in the top. Right. So we need more
Just
pal
playing with-
balls.
Are you doing... I'm assuming you're doing multiplayer. Why do we have 2 campsites? Or campfires?
Because when you get within like 2 foot of that one, you get cold, and I punch rocks and stuff over that side.
Have you made your cloth armor yet?
No.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. Then.
Because I need to make a couple of more balls and then come and punch some more sheep.
Berries!
Yeah. I always forget there's a brief delay between me talking and chat hearing us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, how's this going? Or should we do this? Or should we do that? And then it takes more than like a couple of minutes, and I'm just like, okay, maybe not. Nobody wants to interact with me then, fine. And I don't mean that offensively to anybody else. That's literally the way my brain works. I'll be like, you're annoying people. Stop it. They don't want to talk to you. They're just watching. I'm like, okay, sorry, I'll be quiet.
Just let you know, Panda, your cat has decided he's gonna just fuck off
Shock her.
and not do anything.
Shock her.
You don't have Warzone installed. God damn it, G.
It's a cat. It's what they do.
True.
The Twitch server lag is real. It is, and I forget that it is. And then I get in my own head, and I'm like, you're annoying people. That's why nobody's answering you. And then you do answer us, and I'm like, oh yeah. Lag. Thing. Right. I know.
I know, mate.
I'm just a douche.
I understand.
I'm a douchebag, it's fine. Right, more pal balls. Probably a good idea to make a pickaxe and a hammer as well. No? An axe and a pickaxe.
Yes. Actually, to be fair, it's probably a good idea for you to make some cloth armor.
I can't yet.
What do you mean you can't yet?
Oh, well, I need to make cloth first. I didn't forget. You forgot. Ooh! Hang on, so we'll make cloth armor. And then we'll make a shield. And then we'll go punch a sheep. Not that one, though. We've already punched that one. I love the way it just went to sleep there. It's like fucking chow, bitches. We match
will have
our
you.
armor.
Oh, you do.
Thank you.
Which armor's that? Is that just a normal cloth armor?
Yeah.
Oh, because mine's just a cloth armor.
Different colour, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Right.
Can I make that? I can make the common
Axe.
shield.
Oh, 2 seconds, sorry.
Oh.
I will help you with your shield.
Oh, hold on, I accidentally picked up the axe. Here's that again. I'll
Just
put
drop
the axe
it,
in the...
and I'll be able to pick it up.
Ah!
Where on
Right,
earth are
it's
you
okay.
going? There we go.
I don't know. There you go.
Thank you. At least we're getting somewhere now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, that is the main problem with COD, is that it takes way too much space. For no apparent reason either.
It does, like. Not that I play it, but it does.
It does. Like Black Ops 6, like the entire thing is nearly 500 gigabytes. It's nearly half my PlayStation.
I don't know why it felt the need to do that. So I equipped the axe, and on the screen, like on the menu screen, he suddenly did a massive T shape, as if to be like, ha I built an axe. It's like, There's something a little bit wrong with you, but that's okay. You are Mountain Dude after all. Right, so sheep. We now have a club.
I'm gonna build some foundations over here, just so we can put just about here. I was thinking,
You put them wherever you like.
yeah, because the next time I'm gonna be on, everything's gonna be moved, isn't it?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
If I'm keeping this base and you're going to build a base somewhere else, then yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just thinking I'll try and get the base like level up as quick as possible.
Not a problem. Woo, pal ball. Ready? Hey, yeet! Oh, that went well. Oh, look! Birdie. Birdie bash! Bad Birdie. Bad Birdie. Who cracked? Or who creates, whatever. Excuse the fuck out of me, you little mother. Oh, I used the wrong ball.
That's not good.
It turns out I picked up one of the really good ones.
Oh, the Mega Ball.
Yeah, I threw it and missed.
Is there any more night pals up there?
There's a hoot crate. If he fucking stays still. All I'm doing is batting you in the face, for God's sake. Jesus. Nope, okay, fine. You wanna feel some more? Take that. Now you behave yourself. Winning. But that wasn't what we needed. We need sheep. That's a cat. That's more hoots. What the fuck is that? Oh, there's a depresso. Wonk.
I think you'll like the name of my my cremis.
Don't kill it. Bollocks. Oh, it died.
Oh no! Oh well.
It's me! when I get another, if I find another depressor when I manage to keep it, I'll name it after you. Should we get penguin? Cat.
Yeah.
You a vicious little thing. Oh shit. No, no, no. Ah. Right, you come back, because you're just beating the crap out of them. I say that while I take a baseball bat to a penguin. No, not Evie was defeated. No, has defeated.
Yeah,
Not Evie.
I've named my Crimus not Evie.
It just popped up on my screen there. Not Evie has defeated this. I was like, oh.
Oh, I need a penguin. I've got a hoot. I've got a hoot.
There's a sheeps. I see the sheeps. Target acquired. Now we need 2 sheeps. I hate saying sheeps. It's sheep. But we have to.
It's fine. It's fine. You're 5 years old. It's okay. Wow, there's a lot of owls.
Sorry, sheep. Nothing personal.
Get in the ball.
Yeah. It's like nothing personal. Get in the ball. One more sheep. Yes, there's a lot of these hoot things about. Hoot a boot.
There we go.
Told you about our Lord and Saviour, the Monopoly cat.
Yeah. The Monopoly cat. Yeah.
I got the sheep. Now we need to go back, deposit them, make some more pal balls, and go and get a not Vulpix.
The novel fix. Yeah.
Oh,
I need
and
to
getting
get a
one of them
Foxbox.
when we level up. Brilliant. Having them night wings. You know how you get the eggs at the top of these peaks, all these peaks that you can see across the ridges there.
Yeah.
Ridges, the horizon even. They normally have eggs atop of them. Getting from one point to another, when you have that bird, you don't get a massive amount of stamina. So you couldn't like fly anywhere on the map that you want to until you build up your stamina, of course.
Get back here,
But
penguin.
it's still pretty fucking handy.
Penguin. You get back here.
Penguin.
Don't you?
I love how you're running
Walk away
after a
from
bunch
me.
of them there. There's like 4 of them here.
Sure.
I'm just saying. Oh, and some chickens. It's a me. Bella, please do not start the barking at nothing business. She's had me like a nervous wreck, honestly. Your character
God.
sounds like she's having a really good time going after that penguin. I'm not going to mimic the sounds I just heard, because I'll get banned.
Oh, but we can upgrade the power box, by the way. Because I built a shoddy bed. Nice. Build. Oh, we only need to build one more shore bed.
Right. Red berries go in there.
Got ourselves a journal.
1 straw bed.
Ah!
Oh, why'd you leave the rock there, you stupid sheep? Stupid! Ow.
Nice. Ow.
What on earth? Oh! I love how it just completely ignored me. I'm standing here building a bed and it's like, you're good, bud. You're
Oh
good.
no!
Fuck off. Walk over, wallop. You little bitch. Or
Nice.
something of the sort. Right. We need some more of these. Oh, we're not going to build them all. Build 5.
There we go. Berry plantation and deploy a work pal to a base.
I'll deploy one of the sheep. Those poor porker part, I know. Those poor non-Pokemon. Now, should we deploy a sheep? Should we deploy a penguin? Or should we deploy an owl? So the owl simply collects things, like where it's got that leaf symbol, it means like if there's plants growing, like the berries and stuff, it collects that. The penguin waters the plantations if you have them. The hand means it'll help you with work, and so on and so forth. Like building
I think if
things,
we-
collecting. The box means it'll take things from one place to another for you. And the ice, once we build a refrigerator, it means it'll keep it cool.
Yeah, and has the food last longer.
Yeah, and then there's the sheep, which also help you build things, take things to and from places, but they also produce wool. What do we think? A sheep, a penguin, or an owl? Because Mr. Maxwell has a spot open. We can put 4 pets down, so if I have 2 in there and you have 2 in there, it's fair.
True, true. Build away. Nice.
Personally, I would say put the penguin in there. Just because it does more. And there's already a sheep. Sorry. A
Oh, I need
lamb
wood.
ball.
I need to just call it a sheep. I call it a
It
sheep.
is a sheep.
Right.
Right, hopefully.
There we
Oh,
go.
where you going? The next fire one, you need to name it Schmarmander. I will, because the next thing I need to collect is a fire Pokemon.
That is what we're
Non-Pokemon.
going for.
Non-Pokemon.
Yeah, pals.
Pal.
Pals.
Pal. Palcomon.
Did you put the penguin down? Yeah. Yeah, you
Yes,
did. Right.
I
I've
put
got
the
the.
penguin
I've made the plantation. Do we? I think. Yeah. There we go.
Yep, you've
Right,
got
I've
one
got the-
space.
I've got a Grumos which can plant.
They're so cute. Have you seen these, right? Look at them.
Which one are we looking at? I'm confused.
I've shown the Gumos on the screen.
Oh, okay.
So, about the Gumos, if they aren't wearing their hats, they will shrivel up and die.
Look at him. Look at his stupid, dumb little face.
Look at him spitting all over Maxwell. Hot spit on that
That-
thing.
That's how I like it.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Or brutal or Schmulbasaur. You should call it this Schmulbasaur.
No, I can't call that Smulbasaur.
Can.
Look at him.
Schmulbasaur. The schmut makes it cute.
The smirk.
But the schmuck makes it cute. Unless it was like schmuck. You're not really cute if you're a schmuck. Alright, stamina, health, or attack. I'm going to put some more in stamina, because you run out of that quite quickly. Going to set some more food off. Because if they run out of berries in their food bowl, they don't like it. singing I want to be pretty good like other people are. I want to be pretty good like other people are. I'm trying to think of what song that is. Once I've cooked these, I'll go and we'll go and get the fire.
Yeah,
This is all original. Oh, that's okay then. I don't feel as daft now. I'm like, I should know this. I should know this. No, I
don't
shouldn't.
know the
It's original.
song.
Just don't think too hard. I mean, do you know? I know it's easy to not believe. I can actually be quite an intelligent person. I'm just a really dumb, smart person. I love singing something else to the Pokemon songs. Oh.
Oh, for God's sake.
You, Steve! Hello.
I keep setting myself on fire.
Don't do that. Fire bad, tree good. How are you, my dear?
There we go.
Look at the determination on that cat's face. I'm gonna get them fucking berries. It was. It ran over here like his life depended on it. I'm gonna get me them fucking berries. I'm great, thank you. How are you? Good. I am not too bad, thank you very much. And Panda just went back and read it with the Pokemon music. I did. Like, as soon as you said it, I went and looked at it and I was like, I wanna be a
Like no one ever was. Bam, 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 bam.
Well, technically, it was, I wanna be pretty good. Like other people are. Bow, 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 bow. I wasn't gonna actually sing it properly because nobody needs that. Right. Aren't the fire things normally here?
Yeah, they're usually around here. But we could go through and I think they end up on the
Yeah,
other
I'm
side.
gonna go through. The real best trainer was James all along, not Ash.
James? Who the fuck's James?
I don't know. I thought I was being stupid. Like, I don't know who that is.
Who is James? Do you mean Gary?
Team Rocket. Oh, yeah. I was being stupid. Do you know
Okay,
how I've
right,
literally
look.
just said I'm a really
There are-
dumb, smart person, right?
There are things that I will allow, but you... No, no. James was not the best trainer. The man kept getting effed by his own whipping bell. Like, come on.
I mean, to be fair, right? If you look at the Pokemon Team Rocket have, Jesse's favourite was Lickitung,
No. That's wrong.
and James's was being
James,
swallowed by the bell.
Jesse was Ekans and Arbok. And
Okay, so
James
she
was
liked the ones with the
coughing and wheezing.
vibraty tongues.
Yeah, snakes.
Bro talked to the Pokemon, and they just got into Pokeballs. I mean, okay, fair. Monkey! Monkey on the car! Fuck off! Anyone that hasn't seen that video, you've never lived. Fuck off! Fuck off! We're doing this out of love! Ash captured a Taurus, and it just ran over him constantly and never did anything useful. You've got a fucking point there, you know?
He did have a Charizard that just refused to listen to him.
Yeah. Most of the Pokemon he had, other than Pikachu, just thought he was a bit of a dick. I mean, I did as well.
Oh no, Bulbasaur didn't. But that's because Bulbasaur's a good boy.
Rachel Lillis, who voiced Jessie, passed this year. Oh,
Yeah, Jesse died this year. As well as the lass who voiced Misty.
oh,
Yeah, they both died.
they both died this year.
Mhm.
Jesus. Right, what the fuck am I looking for? Fire thing. Hey, Schmarmander. Schmarmander.
Here, Firecrotch. Firecrotch.
You might as well just call it fucking gonorrhea.
No, I was
Hey,
just-
chlamydia.
I was just on about Ginger, but okay.
Oh. I thought you were like, you know, if your sex is on fire, it's probably chlamydia.
I found an egg.
Woo!
I'm also stealing the egg. Oh, a large damp egg.
I found
I'm
bearded
also
dad.
stealing- Oh, hold on. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Come on, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh, come here.
What is it? What is it?
It's a depressor.
Oh.
The bearded dad said it was him, not me. Oh, I missed. Oh. You is vicious. Damn.
Oh,
shit.
There's a
Shit.
tomb out there. Oh.
I'm trying to save your life at this point, dude. Stay in the fucking ball. Because this motherfucker means business. Look at it. Look at it. I should name it Griffin. Because it just wants to fuck everything up. 55-year-old and breast cancer. Oh, bless. Do you know what? I am actually going to name that Griffin. Because it just kills everything. Because look. Oh, it's a girl. It's fine.
You can still call it Griffin.
Graffina?
That's true. Graffina.
Nope. Still
It's a
sounds lame.
fuac. Oh, no. I found more depressos.
More bearded dads. So how's your weekend been? I say everyone's, I've already asked. How has your Steve's weekend been? We'll start with me. I'll punch you in the face. Come here. Ooh! Sneaky! Rude.
Stop making me waste spheres.
No. I can't see shit.
There you go.
Really? Really? Take your pill! I hope you aren't in too much pain today, by the way. I am a little bit, but plodding on. But thank you, my dear. I appreciate it.
Mushrooms.
I am a little bit, though. Yeah, I think it's just got to a point now where this chair just doesn't like me anymore. It doesn't matter what I've got, because I've got special, like, memory foam seating on it. Well.
I found another monkey.
Ooh. Monkey. Monkey on the car! Back off!
Ow.
Take that. Trust me, that cat's horrible. Griffin will fuck you up, man. Fuck you up. Stay in the ball. How dare it?
Oh,
I will
I need
beat
me-
that chair up. I appreciate that. But then I would have
Ooh,
nothing to sit on
Panda,
to
Panda.
Yes, hello.
There's a green thing over here.
The green thing? Oh, the green thing. Oh! There's a funky tree.
Yeah, it's got a skill fruit.
Woo! This is cool.
Is there any more? Or is it just the two?
It was just the two.
Ah, okay.
But I'm assuming it respawns. So, chat, with this fruit, we can give ice missile or spine vine. Well, that's harsh. I feel like that's a little bit uncalled for.
Panda has been personally attacked.
Yeah, so I would like spine vine if it's gonna fucking help. But yes, we can give these to one of the pals.
Hey, Nikki, how you doing?
So does anyone think we should bestow
tradition.
the gift upon one of our pals?
I think Spine Vine needs to go to Griffin.
Spine vine to Griffin.
Yeah, that sounds like an attack that Griffin would do.
It does actually. Okay, so yeah. So who should get ice missile? Now,
Do you have a penguin?
we have a hoot crate here. We have a depresso here. We could save it for another
I think you
pet as we
save it for the
go.
penguin. I think you save it for the penguin.
Or you can put them on any of them. Doesn't matter which one. They can all do different types of attacks. Which is very handy.
Handy. Yeah.
Who is messaging me?
I'm okay. I'm feeling a lot better than I have been for the entire week. I mean, I can
Betty, that
I can
was,
actually talk, which is nice. You know,
We'll save it for later.
someone's messaged you.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yes, yes.
it's like they can sense that I'm busy.
Ah, okay.
We can also use the training manual. I mean, Griffin's... I love how it says Griffin is a coward. Griffin just constantly throws hands. Hands rated E for everyone. Like, I've got a time trying to catch these bloody not Pokemon. I still haven't seen a fire thing yet.
No, neither have I.
Where are the Schmarmanders? Schmarmanders. There he is. He's a coward, but knows how to beat up peeps. I respect it. Yeah, to be fair. I mean, he does kind of do the coward move, doesn't he? He just windmills through them. And just, I'll fucking hit everyone. I don't care. Leave me the fuck alone. And I do respect that, yeah.
What do you have, Nikki? Do you have an
Look,
Xbox?
look. There's a teapot.
PC?
It's an elephant teapot.
Oh, where?
Over here. Oh shit! I've wandered up to the ice boss.
Oh, okay, I'm on my way.
So
hold
we're
on.
gonna go down this way. No, I haven't triggered the ice boss yet. We're fine.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna walk away. But we're gonna get
PC.
this teapot instead.
Ooh, a game that you'll constantly play.
We're gonna have ads popping up in
Oh, T-Vent!
50.
Look at it!
It is quite adorable, isn't it? I'm sorry, it's for your own good.
Ooh,
Spoken like
trying
a...
to think of
Whoa!
trying to think of a free game on PC.
Did you see that? So it turns out Spinevine is fucking vicious. You just used it there and it shot towards us and then sprung out of the floor. Like, you know when you play Elden Ring and you're infected with death?
Yeah.
And then these vines just pop out the floor and absolutely fuck you up.
Yeah.
That's what it did. I had flashbacks,
Wow.
PTSD flashbacks of Elden Ring.
Are you looking for like a free game or something like that, Nikki? Or is it just like any game?
For PCs?
Yeah, for PC. She's looking for a game on PC to play that she'll constantly play.
If you have Amazon, you can get a lot of free games through Steam. I'm trying to think of some free games now. I think Sims is free now. Like the base game.
Any. You want to play any game? Ooh.
I'm
okay,
pretty sure
okay.
Sims is free base game wise. But if you go on Steam, there'll be a lot there. Or GOG is the other one. GOG. Because Steam, you buy the license to that, like to play the game through Steam. GOG, you buy the game itself, so you will have the offline copy. Oh, there's lots of monkeys. I was going after the teapot, though. Teapot first. Fucking come here. Fucking come here. Oh, don't do that.
You have
No.
seen Sims 4.
Oh my god. Sorry.
So
And CD key
play-
sales.
I
Yeah,
play a
that's-
game called oh, what the fuck is it called? Hold on, 2 seconds. Ah, ow, that hurt.
Jesus, that attack is fucking lethal.
I
I
play a
feel like
game
we made a terrible
called,
mistake giving Griffin that attack.
I play a game called Tainted Grail.
God
on
damn it,
Steam.
Griffin, that was my last Pokeball. That isn't a Pokeball.
You do realise you could just
I know,
not
put
have
him
Griffin
away.
out.
I know. Well, I can just get the stuff now.
Tainted Grail is actually good.
Look at it.
Yeah, you need to put Griffin in.
Did
in
you
the
see
vault.
that attack?
I did.
That is Spine Vine. That's how I feel when the Spine Vine triggers. Fuck. But, you know. Oh, look, home. Yeet.
There we go. Got some more health.
That was intense. I feel like I'm shouting, sorry.
Looking it up.
I'm just getting a bit into it. I can still smell something burning, you know. I swear to God, if next door's house is on fire, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm either having a stroke or something's on fire.
Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo-doo.
Bear with us for 2 seconds. I'm going to be right back screen again because I'm not comfortable with the fact that I can smell fire.
Conquest.
So I'm just going to briefly check outside. Make sure nothing's ablaze. I'll be back.
I'll load up my Steam, Nikki. Do that.
So we're not on fire.
You're not on fire.
No.
Good.
I don't know why I've got the sitting room smells like fire. So if I have a stroke, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just nearly walked in that fire. Right, so we need to build a parachute, collect 14 more pals, and find that bloody firefox. So let's
it's
have
weird
a
because
look.
the deer are here.
Build one of them, build one of them. Doesn't say we need a statue of power or anything like that yet. We'll get a bat though.
No, no.
Bats are helpful.
We don't need the Statue of Power now because I've built it.
Yeah. You've built the berry plantation and it's not telling us to do that yet. So we'll build the parachute because I keep thinking that we have one and going to glide.
I'm pretty sure the berry plantation and that is for the base upgrade. It's
I
not
think
for the
it might
journey.
be, yeah.
'Cause I need to catch Fox Parks, then build the harness.
Yeah. Thank you for patiently waiting for me, everybody. I do really appreciate it.
It's fine. I'll let you off.
Thanks. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to burn. Gone are the days where witches should burn. I'd like to keep it that way.
Oh, Fox Parks!
Oh, right. I will get where you are in a second. I need to build more non-Pokeballs. Right, what do I need for that? Wood and cloth. We'll build that on the way back. Where's Maxwell? Up there.
Up the hill.
Run!
Up the hill.
Oh, I see it. I see a flaming tail.
I got a Fox Park. Oh, there's loads.
Good. Fuck off. I think I've got arrows and I haven't built it.
Built a bow.
Yep, that's one. Thank you. I'm like, build a fucking something. Oh. There's an unconscious... Ooh, that was a big drop. Sorry, guys. Not that I have any real major control over it, but sorry. Maybe if I look down when I'm passing the big elephant. Nope. Right, where are you? Where are you?
Up here, where the elephant is.
Right. Right, yeah. Let's go, Hoot. Sorry about this. Nothing personal. We've got ourselves a Schmarmander. Oh, a noble Schmarmander too. Spanking. It's a naughty Schmarmander. That was uncomfortable for me too, I'm sorry. Right.
Okay, guys, we have a fire crotch.
Let's go, let's go. Yeet! Oh, let's go up here first because I see a chest. Look at the way it runs. Oh my goodness, that's adorable. Do we have... Oh, not on us. I need to rename that because that's Bearded Dad. Now, do we call it Bearded Dad or do we call it Rich? What do we think?
Bearded. Just bearded.
Bearded.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of does look like it has a beard. I know it's the dark patch on its chest, but if you squint, it's a beard. No. Yes. Oh, it's a philanthropist as well. When assigned to a breeding farm, breeding speed is increased by 100%. The fact that Bearded himself has a fair collection of children going on. I feel like this is a
Grumpy
perfectly
ass.
Dispresso, a perfectly chosen Dispresso.
Hold on. I'll
Dispresso?
show you what's
Depresso.
being named bearded, Nikki. I'll let you see. Hold on.
That's what they're calling it these days. What a collection of children.
I think so.
Oh, gosh darn it. Oh.
Goddamn.
Bearded's just like, fuck it, I'm mine and go do what you want, bitch. Fair.
So this is bearded, Dad.
It likes rocks.
Likes rocks.
Philanthropy, yeah?
My depressor was a muscle head.
Oh, was it? Right, we need 10 more.
10 more?
We need to collect 10 more. Not bearded dads, just
Oh,
pals in general.
yeah.
I went to say Pokemon.
I know what you mean. Yeah, yep, that's Grumpy Ass.
Depresso.
Depresso.
And Bearded himself suggested that I name it that. Well, that he was that pal, so I'm not even being a dick. Right, 7 more. And we can't go for that because it's massive and we're little.
Which one are you going for? Was it the mammoth?
No, there's a Dinossum or Dinoblossom or something up here.
Oh, yeah, we're not high enough for that.
No. But I can fuck up some sheep.
Yeah, you can.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
Hello.
Everyone,
Hang on.
what's the
I have.
Wait, everybody, calm down.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my god, I keep setting myself on fire.
Hang on. I'll just mute Mr. Maxwell for a moment. How's everybody doing? Thank you for the raid, Harold. How are you? Hang on. Yeah, you've been muted. Welcome in, everyone. For those who have not been here before, my name is Panda Pop. We do variety streaming, not very well, but we're not here for good gameplay. It's okay. We're here for laughing at my expense. It's great, honestly. Hang on, I'll just get this sorted. I am good. Good. I am glad you're good.
How do I survive in life?
Oh, God. When you find out the answer to that, please share with the class.
I don't know. Both of us have problems getting lost.
I knew it! Yep, hello, fellow racing fan!
Hello, Linda the Space Ninja. How are you doing? Welcome in. Nice to see you. And thank you for the follow. They are anonymous, so if anyone does want to follow, you won't be mentioned. You don't have to talk. You can chill in chat or lurk, either or. But yes, sorry. Welcome in, everyone. We are currently playing Pal World. And I keep with Mr. Maxwell. Sorry. And I keep forgetting that they're not Pokemon. I'm really good at this welcome in thing. Can you tell? Can you see how professional I am? It's fabulous, isn't it? We had to continue our stream last night. Our eldest had food poisoning. Oh dear. Are they feeling any better? I hope they're feeling better. Have you had a good stream? If anyone needs to go and do after stream care, by the way, feel free. Like, make sure you've got fed and watered and stood up and walked around and stuff. I will probably be when we have the ad breaks, I will be standing up and walking around because I have spinal issues. And I'm in pain. Purged it all. Well, at least they're feeling better today. I'm glad for that. It was good role-playing in Baldur's Gate. I love Baldur's Gate 3. Not just because, like, a Halcyon Astarion sandwich is possible, although I do love that. But I just think it's a great game. And you can get mods on the PlayStation now. I'm so happy about that. But without further ado, we will go back onto the game screen where Mr. Maxwell will be joining us. Well, he's already there, but I've got him muted right now. But yeah. Oh yes, my character. I'll just show you. So, we're currently about to beat the shit out of this lamb ball. Don't judge me, it's part of the game. I don't take any joy in it at all. Wait,
Yes, you do.
you can do a Halcyon and Astarion Sammy? Yeah, you can. Beat it, I will in a second. Our character here, I pressed random, and it made me think of Mountain Dew, so he's called Mountain Dude. And Mr. Maxwell's character, battling him, naughty. Oh, well. God damn it. So this character, Pal, is normally called a Depresso. But one of our community, Bearded Dad, decided that he is also a Depresso, so we've named it after him. As per his request, I'm not a complete arse. I mean, I am a complete arse, but this time I had permission. I love this game. Well, you know the other night when I was meant to be watching the Lord of the... Come here and let me love you. With a baseball bat, like Ike Turner. What? Oh, I deserve that. Ooh, there's some of them dream things up here. Yeah, sorry.
Are we there?
I also
At any
have the
moment?
attention span of Doug from Up. Yeah.
Yeah, you even point. You even point like Doug.
I do.
Oh,
Ooh, that deer is very low on health. Hello.
are you up the top?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Bang off. Get in the ball. It's
Do,
for your
do,
own
do, do,
good.
do,
Bearded will
do.
beat the shit out of you, I swear. Look at him. Look at him. See?
Bearded wouldn't beat the shit out of anybody.
He just did. Just did.
He just did.
No, there was a half-perished elk up here. Oh, there you are. Hello. Baseball bat.
That elk belongs to me.
Oh.
I was
Not-
beaten
not
up and
anymore.
then he went away. Aww.
Pandy! Hello, my love. How are you?
Boo! Boo, I say! Boo!
Sorry. It was wandering round injured. I'm doing it a kindness. How are you?
It was
Because
my
I
elk. I
just
did
did.
all the work.
Scared.
Oh, there is some daydreams.
Oh. Motherfuck. I love you.
Not what I would have said. Nope. Go, not Evie!
Oh, damn it.
Let's give Bearded a caffeine infusion. There you go.
Oh.
Did you get it? Did you get it? You got it.
Whoop, whoop.
Right, we only need
We've got
3
one.
more pals.
I
That was a
need
very
6.
quick divorce.
Pardon?
What did I miss? Someone's divorced?
Who got divorced?
That exasperated I love you is typically how Linda the Space Ninja says it to me. I mean, at least it still says I love you, though.
Very true. That's very true.
The love is still... Oh, no, I have no pal's face. Oh, well, I'll just have to punch you in the face. Sorry. I love you. Pew! Is that not how we're meant to do? Right, hang on. I need to go get some more pal spheres.
I've upgraded our base again, by the way.
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place. Like, I
That's
don't
'cause
know
you
if I've
are.
actually fully finished a sentence in the last 5 minutes.
Because you haven't.
I didn't
You
think I did. Like, in my brain, I'm going, we were saying something, and then we veered off to do something else, and I don't think we've completed an actual fucking sentence in 5 minutes. Probably 10. In fact, how long have we been streaming? Probably an hour and 54 minutes. There's not been a completed sentence. Except the sentence, I've not completed a sentence, which I've said about 10 times. Welcome in. I haven't set it up yet, but there is going to be, because this is probably going to end up being a Saturday thing now, because I really like this game. I am going to make a redeem specifically for when we play Pal World, so you can choose to name a pal. So instead of like putting chat on the spot and being like, hey, what should I name this one? When you're busy or you just want to relax or something like that, I'm going to make it a thing that you can request. Because I'm a nice bitch sometimes. Oh, we need that.
Oh my
that.
god!
You okay?
The stupid
that.
fox. Will you get away from the mammoth?
Crusher. Ooh, we'll get both of them. Sorry, I'm just unlocking things quickly.
Oh!
I will need that in the future. I will need that. We'll
Oh,
just
God.
leave it there for now. Are you okay? What did you start a fight with?
I killed the mammoth.
I'm sorry, what?
I killed the mammoth. I'm gonna need to clip that.
The mammoth's level 38. I don't know why me fucking balls decided to drop there. 38.
I'm gonna need to clip that. Right, so I caught the fox part.
Uh-huh.
And then the
Don't,
the
Bearded, don't just move his corpse around like that. Bearded! Stop
the
it!
Mammoth,
Get back
the
in the
mammoth
ball.
Jumped. The mammoth ended up on top of the sphere while I was in the air. And then when it caught the fox, it just sent it flying into the sky and then dropped back down and died.
So that happened.
I apologize. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Mr. Mammoth.
Leave it alone. Clearly, any time that we speak about the mammoth, I get subconsciously emotional because every time I've went to tell you about it, I've gone. Ah.
I'm doing it a service.
You're doing it? Oh God, no! I don't want to look. Don't want to look.
I'm doing it a service.
I don't
I'm
need to know
giving it-
about what
I'm
service
gonna-
you're doing
I'm-
on that
I'm
mammoth.
gonna- I'm
Fine.
gonna give it a Viking burial.
How the fuck are you meant to put it in a boat and set it on fire?
Oh, I wasn't. I was just gonna put it in the water.
Oh, close. Right.
Avert your innocent eyes.
I have. I totally have innocent eyes. If you squint. Right. So, I think we should put a fox. We'll put... Ooh. Let's have a look. What does Serenity as a passive? Active skill cooldown reduction, 30%. Ooh, we're going to keep that one. I'm going to put that one and that one. Hopefully. I can't build a hot spring yet. Don't need to build that. Do need to build one of them, so I need some more wood and some fibre.
I need wood, and I can build a crusher. Is it the crusher that we need to build?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I can build the crusher. I just need wood.
Ooh, we need to
I
rename
need
our
wood.
Firefox. Ooh, I need to equip a Firefox. Hang on. Right, so we equip a Firefox. No, we've... Oh. I'm going to put Polly away for now, but we could potentially get Polly back out. You are going to replace that one. The elk is very good at knocking down trees, mind. So I may actually Oh no, the monkey has more use. So does
Yeah,
the
yeah.
penguin.
The monkey does have more use.
Could I replace the gumos with the elk? Because the elk cuts down more trees, and the monkey plants seeds.
Okay.
There you go.
Here you go.
Awesome.
Uh,
Right. So we have bearded. That's going to become Schmarmander.
nearly.
Schmarmander. While I'm here, does anybody else in chat want to request a name for anything? We have a Daydream that needs naming. Or any of the ones in the box that you see, actually, if you want to name any of them. But we have this delightful thing that needs a name. Tis a girl, if that helps at all. If anyone thinks of a name, let me know. If not, I'm gonna... Oh, wait, I need to build the table. Oh, I've just stood in fire. Oh, you built one. That's handy. I'm gonna just burn here for a little bit. It's okay. Mountain Dude can take the flame. Definitely making one of these.
Flamethrower fox.
Yeah, have you seen that? So when you put different harnesses on them and different equipment, like you pick the fox up and it's literally, look at the fucking reach on it. A flamethrower fox.
Right. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Great, this takes a while. How was your day? Has everybody had a good weekend? Everyone that's came into chat and I haven't asked you yet? Some of my go-to questions. Look, I've got social anxiety, okay? I have a certain script. Oh, we need to make more beds. There's 6 pals and only 4 beds.
Yep.
That's naughty naughty.
Alright.
I'll do that as soon as I've finished this. Ouch, that hurt.
Doop 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 boo.
Ow.
Boo doop 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 boo. Ba ba doop doop da.
Hard at work seems to be a good worker. Oh, I've not seen that one before. Come on. I've got no patience, you know. None. I'm like, build it now! Finally! Right, we don't have what we need to make that yet, but
Right.
we will.
We've got the beds. We've got the beds now.
Thank you. Oh, I need... Did I make any pal walls? No, I did not. Oh, we have 2
need to
points, so
make-
I'm going to put 1 in attack and 1 in health this time.
Goodbye, bot.
And we're going to start production on the baked berries, and then the firefox that we currently have in camp, when it wakes
Did
up...
you find a
will
game,
feed
Nikki?
those.
Did you find a game, Nikki? By the way,
What else have we got?
out of
I
curiosity.
heard that tree fell somewhere. Oh, look at it. It's gone to sleep up here. Oh, my goodness. You're just adorable.
Who?
Would you not like to go to sleep somewhere else? Like in a bed? It's adorable. When it wakes up, it's going to get back to its manual slave labour and make, make this food for us.
Oh, actually,
Right, so we need...
Oh no, we need
pal
wood.
balls. Gosh, golly. I don't know how yous don't shout at me. I do my own head in. I'm sure it's like 4 times I've been like, right, we need pal balls, and then I just went to fuck off into the distance again. On my little merry way. Right. Oh, those berries are baking themselves. I didn't know they would self-bake. That would have been really good information. Right, I am going to have to rearrange this though. Because I like things in certain places.
It's fine.
Oh, no, no,
I'm
no, no,
literally-
not... I mean the item box.
Oh, okay.
I'm not rearranging the camp yet. That will bore everyone to death. Me just being like, this needs to go here, and this needs to go here, and this is not adequately placed at the right 90-degree angle with a 45-degree angle. Like, no. We don't need that.
You don't want to get out of bed now. Ah, I completely understand, Nikki.
Yeah, I
Completely
understand that as well. That's fair. Okay, do we need feeding? Yes.
I'm building a crusher.
Fair.
I'm just trying to get us to level 10 as quick as possible.
Also fair. Oh. Christ, they graciously fell out of bed, didn't they? There you go. See? It's going to come over and it's just going to be like... It's all very cute. Right, 2 more. And then... Did I didn't make one, did I?
If you do get the game, Nikki, I do hope you like it. Okay, right. We
How
should
many do
be
I
able
need?
to upgrade the thing.
2 cloth.
Yes, we can. There we go. Right. We can now... right. Primitive furnace, berry plantation. Oh, we need to build another berry plantation.
Okay. Do I have enough to do so? No, I do not.
It's alright, I'll do it. No worry about it. Chopping some wood.
But, oh. See? Here we go with the stupid again.
Why is everybody red?
Because
Somebody
something
attacked.
wandered into... Yeah, they killed it.
Ah, I see. Anyway.
They messed it up.
There's also another game, is Cult of the Lamb. It's such a good game. I love Cult of the Lamb. I should actually restream that.
Do you know what game I got? You can get it on your mobile and you can get it on PC. I think I was telling G about it. It's called Crime Scene Cleaner.
Yes, I've seen that.
It's
What?
It's great. Right. Right, I need to go and kill things, get some leather so I can make the harness. And
Yeah.
3 more pals that aren't Pokemon.
No,
Please
not
say I
Pokemon.
made some pal balls. I did. Thank goodness. I thought I was nicking off. Oh, the elephant's back.
Yay! I didn't kill your friend. That's a lie.
Slander.
I did none of those things
I did not have relations.
with that mammoth.
I mean, I don't know. Come back. Let me love you with a baseball bat. Oh, that looks... Ha! Ha! Oh, shit in hell, okay. Calm down. I need to catch them. What you doing? Behave yourself. The fucking dream thing's just like, fucking ka-chow!
I did not kill you, Nikki. That was Nexus. Nexus killed you.
Well, that was rude.
Yeah.
What do you do that for?
Well, basically in the game, Nikki and Nexus got into a fight, And I'd split them up at first, so everything seemed fine, right? And then I left to go to do a quest, and I came back and Nexus had killed. It killed me. I did not allow it. Don't be blaming me. It was not. That was not my fault. It was not my fault.
You're gonna die, you silly penguin. Oh, missed.
I sacrificed Nexus, didn't I? To say I'm sorry.
Right, come on. Come on. I wasted too many pal balls on that because I panicked thinking that this thing was going to beat the shit out of it. And I can't put that thing away because it's got a necklace on, which means it'll just stay out while I'm wandering.
Still heartbroken. Oh, I'm sorry. You could, if you got called the lamb, you could always name one after me and then kill it.
Thank you for the follow.
Nice one, well done.
Feel
Thank
free
you for
to just
following,
lurk
Tender.
or to join us in chat. Either or.
Okay. Okay.
I hope
well,
you're having a
Packer.
good weekend. That honestly sounded like you said, okay, you little packhead.
No, I said okay, Malpaca.
I eventually realised that, but initially I just said, okay, you little packhead. I'm like, is that because I'm wearing a headband?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yes.
I thought so. Right, I didn't hurt your friend, so be nice to me, Mr. Green Elephant thing. La la la. I need to go and make more pal balls, because I'm a douche. And I wasted them. So yeah, when we decide to end stream, which won't be for like another hour or so, at least for me, I will show you guys our other server that we have on here. Because, right, I've caught a panda. I'm so excited. Sorry, I possibly just broke my microphone a little bit with the high pitchedness of my. I'm sorry. So excited. and I've got an alpha Egyptian cat.
Ooh.
They're like my flexes on this game right now. I have a leaf-wearing panda and an alpha cat. Fuck yeah, I'm smug. It's like, do you know how much I nearly died getting that panda? I was determined. I was like, look, mate, we share a common name. What? Granted, yours is actually given to you. I gave myself this name. But it's meant to be, okay? Wasn't having
Yeah,
any of it.
it's just meant to be.
Wasn't having any of it. Do. That I can just get rid of. Right. Pal ball? Pal ball. No, I'm not making all 7. That's great.
You can make all seven if you want.
Sharon's care. No. Right. One more. I need to try and find some more of these buggers, because they give you leather. So do the birds, but I don't have a bow. Right.
I don't think I've been
like
up there.
an axe wielding minute. I didn't pick them up.
You know what? I'm gonna try and go up there after we've done this. Aha!
I made them. I made the balls and left them on the table and fucked off. Honestly, I don't know how I've survived for 34 years of my life, you know. just like, sheer dumb luck. My bloody guardian spirit literally must look like some kind of ragged mother of 10 trying to keep me alive. Like, they need a raise, they need a holiday. Therapy. This is the worst time to go into a stairy. Right, here we are. There we go. That is something that will occur a little bit as well. You kind of get used to my quirks the more you're here, I suppose. Doesn't make them any less weird, you just get less bothered by them.
Blah. Blah.
You okay?
I'm fighting syndicate people.
Oh, it's just like blah. But where on earth are you? You're fighting syndicate people.
You know where the tower is?
Yeah.
There. Just a bit further on.
Right, I need to get one more not Pokemon. What on earth is that motherfucker doing? Don't run! Yeah. Ooh, ooh, quick, get in the ball. Look at it. It's getting ready to fuck
get
you
in the-
up. Don't
get
do
in the
it.
ball.
I told
Get in
you.
the ball.
Get in the ball.
Ow.
For your own good. Look at it, the daydreams. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. Good. Gusmus. A strange pal with a body resembling tree sap. Gradually loses strength if it has nothing on its head and will melt and die. Basically.
Oh, bless.
I know.
Oh no. Okay, right. Well, I took out the syndicate camp and I freed the pal.
What was the pal that you got?
It was a-
Oh, there's one. Sorry.
A floopy? One of those floating wolf-looking things?
I'm sorry, a floating wolf.
Yeah, hold on. It was. Where is it? Yeah, a flopi.
A flow pie. Oh, the pink bunny.
Yeah, it was the floaty one. Yeah, one of those.
Right, we need to beat the crap out of all of these and get... Jesus. Oh, okay, that one was my fault. Don't look at your dead friend.
Ow!
Are you going to stay in the ball? Stay in the ball.
Stay in the
Do
ball.
it.
Stay in the ball.
Stay in the ball.
God. Ow!
Right, we have 2 left. But we do get leather off these. That's why I need to beat the hoo-ha out of them, you see. Not just because I'm an awful person. Sorry. Oh, Jesus. Daydream just, like, went, fuck it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get in the ball! It's for your own
Where'd he
good.
Where'd he go?
You, however, up there, I can't save. I've got no more balls left. You're gonna die. Well, you're gonna get knocked out, because technically we don't kill them unless we have a butcher's cleaver, which is something you can do, by the way. You can later on in the game unlock a
Where'd you
butcher's
go?
cleaver, and
Where'd
you
you go?
send off your pals to the butcher, and they don't return.
How did you get up there?
But you do get meat. I kind of don't like that, but that's just me. Hello. Sorry. Greater good. Greater good. Go to sleep. Right. Moving on.
Nice. Got it.
We
I got a deer.
Nice. We should be able to make the harness for the flamethrower thing now. And then all we have to do is go to the Alpha Chillet. there's a thing. There's only going to be one of them.
We can go back and basically, if we sleep,
Oh, will it respawn?
Kind of like the mammoth, it will respawn.
Oh, that's good.
Right, got the hot springs. Yeah, tundra outfit, that'll do. Okay.
Right, we should be able to make it now.
Right.
Yes, we can.
I'm making my way back to base now.
With the burning fox on your side.
Yeah.
Bella, don't go into
What?
there. Get back.
Okay, Nightwing.
Only problem, it takes a little bit for things to build.
We've only got 3.
Get up. Up. Oh, hang on.
Oh, lordy. Come on. Damn it. Oh. Oh.
What, you fighting?
Nightwing.
Oh.
Ow. Oh. Ah, damn it.
Oh, we built it. Good.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Right, I
You
need
beat
I
the
need some
poop
power
out of it.
spheres. Yeah, unfortunately, not Evie decided to kick the shit out of it.
Right, so, hang on. Ready? When we let this out now, and we do this. Look at it! Yes, the sound effect was necessary.
I see. Have you got the flamethrower?
Yes, stamina. Right. What else can we unlock now? Oh, that would be handy. A 3-shot bow, 100%. We are getting the 3-shot bow because I think that thing's fabulous. Santa guy making a list. Oh, Santa Gee, sorry, making a list. Oh dear. Right, so we're gonna get the bow. It was very helpful. Oh my goodness, it takes a while. 1 second, we're gonna put Schmarmander away. We're gonna get Bearded out, because Bearded helped you build shit. When he's not on fire. Why are you on fire? I mean, at least he's still helpful while he slowly burns to death.
I'm quite surprised you haven't seen the name of my Lambo yet.
Is it in the one in camp?
Yeah, the Lambo's mine.
Oh, I did see it, but I didn't want to say anything.
Well, it's named after Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah.
And because it's a girl, it's Shauna.
That is fair. Right, we now have a bow. A few more arrows would be beneficial. This is the one thing that, like, you need a little bit of just waiting patiently, I suppose, while you craft. I could just leave Bearded to craft it, but it'd take a little bit longer, and I need the stuff to go and do what we need to do. On my other game, right, on the other world, I have captured a person. I captured a person. I got a reward for it, a trophy for it, but I did get a message pop up saying, in these islands, capturing people in PAL balls is deemed inhumane. And I now have that captured person working as a slave in my camp.
Maybe don't say slave.
I mean, I changed their name to Unlucky Mate. Because he was just a wandering trainer who turns around to you and they're like, being a PAL trainer is just like, whatever, you should fight me and we fight to the death and I'll take everything from you when I'm finished with you. And I was like, alright, bet. So I beat the snot out of him and captured him in a PAL ball and now he's mine. I captured the red trader, green trader, and the black market guy. Jeez. Do you get discount because you've captured them? Asking for a friend.
Don't know. Not gonna lie.
Have you found the giant fella that sells stolen? Or you just took all my arrows.
I'm gonna drop him. I was trying to help you, but it took the arrows instead.
I just went to take them and it was like 6. It was fucking 6.
There you go.
Thank you. That was quite funny. He talked shit. That's fair.
He did. He talked
That
shit.
is fair. He does talk shit.
Hello, Magpie. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for coming in.
Hello,
How was
Magpie.
the stream?
Oh. Here we go.
Have you made an alarm?
No. They're coming from the top of the... They attack anyway.
Oh, true. True.
I haven't even unlocked an alarm, apparently. I mean, they picked...
Good.
They didn't pick the best
Nice.
place to spawn in. He now lives
No,
on a
I-
bed of straw. I didn't see where... As much as I've released the person out into the camp, I didn't see where they slept because it didn't show us that he was sleeping in the bed of straw or anything. So I was gonna I thought he may have, like, tried to sneak into the shabby bed.
Okay, not Evie. Let's do this. Attack! Charge for Frodo!
For Frodo! The courage of men may fail, but it is not this day! That happened.
There we go.
Fucking skills. Be right back, need to load up the coal. South of me got 6 foot
You know
of
what
snow
we should have done
this
there?
morning.
We should have tried to catch him.
It's true. Well,
Those always next time.
yeah.
Right, so what do we need to make for the base upgrade?
Primitive furnace and hot spring.
springs.
But we
Okay,
need to
right, hold
beat
on.
the crap out of more penguins for a hot spring.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go get penguins.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna build an alarm.
Berries. Hello, Mammoth. Again, I did not kill your friend. That is a lie.
You did.
Nobody saw me do that.
That part's true. We did not get to witness it. 2 meters.
Ow.
No, yep, 6 foot, yep.
I will. I'll
That
click
is
that and send
insane.
it you.
You should do that. And upload it to your,
To my TikTok.
yes, that one.
To the Tok Tick.
Talk tick. Ooh, egg.
You know what I need to do? I need to make a bow. That's what I should really do.
You should.
Yeah.
Right. Need to put this in here. I feel like I need to make a box specifically for eggs. So I'm going to. PAL eggs. There we go. PAL eggs. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but never mind. Oh, is he waiting for something to do? Hang on then. How about... make some of them.
Okay, got some more of those. Oh, right, I need to come back because my arm is broken.
Ah, that would help.
But I can make a bow while I'm there. Need to build an egg incubator.
Indeed you do.
And then also catch a penguin.
Yes. You need electric PAL for that. I keep going to say Pokemon. PAL.
It's alright, don't worry. Say Pokemon. I know what you mean. I'm not a purist. I'm not like, oh my god. You're saying Pokemon?
Look at the determination on that cat. It's just like, I will get those berries.
Those berries are mine!
Yes? Oh. Ah, I got the berries. Because that's what I think it sounds like.
I need cloth. We need a ranch.
I was going to say, do we have enough to build a ranch yet? Hang on. Yeah, I'll build a
We
ranch.
do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Da, 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 da. And I'll build a pet food bowl in the middle of it. Because it just makes it easier, then they don't run out of the ranch to go get fed.
Ah, yes, good idea.
There will be ads starting in 1 minute, just so everyone is aware that gets ads. And they will be 3 minutes long, because it's easier to do that so we can, you know, have less ads in general, and so I can stand up and walk around a little bit. If I remember to do so this time.
Do we have enough room for another... Yeah, we do. Do you mind if I put another lamb ball in?
Yeah, go for it. You need to make another bed, though.
Yeah, that's the plan. Right. Your cat is literally just looks like I'm gonna make the best fucking bed ever. This is
Doesn't
gonna
it?
be the best bed.
I love that cat. It just looks so mad. Uncheck everything but wood. Open. Put in wood. It's just ran over here after I built the box and stood on top of it like, I made this. No, you didn't. You were nowhere near it. Nowhere near it, mate. I made that.
Fucking
Liar. Fucking liar. Right, uncheck all. Stone. Right, while that is occurring, the ads have just started. I am going to be right back screen just so I can stand up because I'm in a bit of pain today.
you can have a stretch.
Yeah.
Have a stretch.
So I shall be right back, my lovelies, but I shall leave you with some tunes. Hello.
Hello. I'm gonna build a chest because I've got a load of like organs, like the flame organs and ice organ and stuff. So I'm gonna build a chest for just for them.
Okay. They've got ingredients in that, haven't they? Yep. Fuck's sake. That's my fault. I didn't check it. Right. How's everybody doing? Thank you for waiting through the ads. I appreciate you greatly. Right, we're going to take some of these. Well, hang on. Where's it gone? There. Take some of them. Put them in this one. Well, I've got some ice organs and flame organs as well, so I'll do the same.
It's this one here on the end.
Mm-hmm. That too, and that, and that, and that. Right. Nope,
Right,
that's
I
the
need-
egg box.
I need to make some arrows.
Right, so we need to go for the alpha thing after.
I mean, yeah, we can do. We can run for it.
Stop building for a second and acquire. There you go, now I can help. Because I didn't want to steal them.
You didn't want to do what I did.
I didn't want to steal them. I mean, yes, obviously we'll give them back, but I didn't want to do that. After we've done this chiller, though, I am going to have to at least end my stream. I can still stay on. I'll just have, like, and game with
If-
you on your stream, but I will have to call mine quits.
If we're gonna do that, we can jump into my world.
Okay. Well, I will quickly. Well. If you're going to jump into your world after we've done the chiller,
If you want, I don't really mind calling it once we've got to chill it.
yeah. Well, it'll have been the
so-
3-hour marker roughly by then.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay.
And well, while you swap into your world, I will quickly go into my other world because I did say I was going to show
Yeah, yeah.
everybody.
That's no worries.
And then. Oh, I need to build a second shoddy bed. I forgot. Honestly, if my head wasn't screwed on, you know. But yes, and then I may have to... I don't know what I've done. I know roughly what I've done. I've... Cannot use a bed without a roof. Ah.
Oh, god damn it.
It's alright, I'm on it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That was the wrong button. Now I am. Why can't I build this... Stop being a dick.
Oh, bollocks.
Run out of wood.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, it's nearly daytime anyway.
Fair. Never mind. We'll just wander up. Right, which way do we go from here?
Let's
Straight up and
go.
around.
Yep. I know where to go.
Right, if anyone
I
needs
know
to...
where we're going.
Good. If anyone needs to eat... So yeah, it's off when I've went to see my mum. Her sofas, because they're a little bit older and they need like restuffing and stuff, they're not as supportive as as my crippled arse needs. And when I sat down up at hers, I felt something like pull. I think I nipped the nerve, to be perfectly honest.
What?
Ow.
Don't look at me like that, bitch. Look at it. Look at the face on that, yeah. You want to throw it now?
Got it.
Because you want to throw it now with my fucking daydream attack. Oh, shit. Oof. But if my daydream attacks it again, you are snookered. Just get in the goddamn ball. Oh, see?
I just wouldn't not go in. Oh well.
That serves you right, you silly chicken. So yeah, I think I've like nipped the nerve, possibly in the hip joint. Anyone that's squeamish, I apologise. I probably should have been like, pre-warning, I'm gonna say things that might make you go.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning, I am here. So yeah. No.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
No, well, yeah, you fucking deserve that, you dick.
Right, what are you climbing?
The world.
Yeah.
And we're climbing the world.
Yeah. Just made a mountain out of a molehill, quite literally. Am I blue or yellow? I'm yellow.
I'm
Okay.
confused.
Here it is. Come on, Schmarmander.
There we go.
Ow. Sorry. I want you to know I feel really bad about this. Ooh, let's see. Sorry. I'll let you go for the next
No,
one.
no, that's fine.
Yep, go.
Nah, he's breaking out. He's breaking out. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Nope. Oh. 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 Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Nice.
Right, we'll just
Head back.
head back,
Yeah.
sleep.
Oh, you don't need to sleep. It saves every 30 seconds.
Oh no, I was thinking get it to respawn.
Oh.
Then you can get it.
I'll get it next time, we're fine.
Okay. Next week. Same pal channel, same pal time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Nope, nope, you're fine. And I'll have the proper Pal World Redeem set up next week. I've been slacking. I know, I've
Yeah,
got
me
all
too.
these plans on all these redeems I'm going to do. And all these, like, well, just things that you can use. Oh, that was potentially a very bad idea. Will I make it? Will I drown? Oh, I drowned.
Ow.
I don't have enough stamina. I'm gonna drown. Goodbye, cruel world.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Hold on, where are you?
I'm drowning. Oh, I can crawl.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that it'll do us any favours.
Don't go too far, because I should be able to get you up.
I know, but I won't have any stamina.
No, you'll have a little bit of stamina if I've ready.
Oh. That's weird.
Yeah,
Water
a little bit
babies.
weird.
This is how we
Just
make
don't
water
think about
babies.
it. Just don't think about it, alright?
Thank
There you go,
you.
see?
Thanks.
No worries. We might as well just delete the stone pit and the logging. Because none of them are going to it.
No,
Just-
I know. You've got to assign them, basically. So you pick them up and then you fling them.
Shall we raid?
Hang
Oh,
on,
yeah.
I'm gonna show you. We're gonna return to title. Ooh, that hurt. Sorry. We're gonna return to title. We're gonna go and have a look in Land of Panda. And I'ma show y'all the cool shit.
Okay. So while she's doing that, I'm gonna get us set up to raid. Get my little sleepy panda there.
Are
And we
you
look for
ready?
somebody to raid.
Oh, this is the character in this land. Again, we pressed random, but I like how she turned out. It's pretty cool. I like it. We do have a bird. We will use
Thank
the
you.
bird.
I just want to say thank you to everybody that came to our streams.
Yes,
It was very nice of you, very kind of you.
we appreciate you greatly.
Yes, we do indeed. I do hope you have a good time. I'll be back on Monday with Pokemon. We'll be back with Pokemon. Poke Mondays. Yeah.
Pokey Mondays.
Yeah. You know what? I thought I was being quite clever.
I think you are. Been a while since I've
but-
had a Pokey Monday. I'll see myself out. Right.
Where are you, Nikki?
Do you see what I mean? You get a stamina bar for flying. If you increase or decrease... Yeah, well, if you ascend or descend, I suppose. It will reduce your stamina quicker. So you wouldn't be able to fly all over the place for this. I'll just mute your Discord while you do your thing. Let's have a look. So... I'm just trying to find a bloody fast travel point. So I can go back to my main camp and be like, look at all of the shining. Oh, there's one. Oh, no, it's not. Where's the fast travel point? Oh, I am going in the right direction for a fast travel point. Okay. Also going in the right direction for death. Love that. I know it's very dark. I don't know if it's as dark for you as it is for me, but it's very dark. I can't see shit. Ow. Come on. Oh, there we go. Right, fast travel point. Call him back because I can hear the battle music, and no, we're not about that life right now. Transfer to base. We do have Mr. Maxwell's base on here as well. So, this is my camp. I have the giant panda. Spa. Look at the cat, isn't it beautiful? I've called it Woofsy. Ooh, that was a spasm. We don't need to have one of those when we're on the internet and people can see us. Yes, this is. Look at the size of this mofo right here. Dear Thomas. Oh, and Bar Ram U. I think I should be able to show you quite a lot of them. So, let's have a quick peek here. So we have... I haven't renamed Nightwing yet. Just the bird. We have Daisy, who is out right now. Trevor. That is a little angry, not Pikachu. Johnny Storm, because it's a flamethrower. Mabel, because I couldn't think of anything. And it kind of looks like a granny in a cloud. And when you can pet your pals. Will it let me do it? No, it won't let me do it to that one. Yeah, ready? So you can pet your pals. Now when you do that to that one that has a cloud for a butt, you stroke its butt. Hang on. See if it'll actually... Right, come here. Pet Mabel. Oh, okay, no you don't. So for some reason when I first did that, it made me stroke her butt. It was very weird. Uncomfortable for everybody involved. So yes, we have Hippie Panda, the giant panda, and it kung fu chops trees. You can equip it with a grenade launcher. We have... I think that thing's adorable. It drops berries for you. So yeah, we've been a little bit busy. We've got now 3 pages. This thing, Mr. Maxwell has, but he has a giant version of it, and I love it. But ta-da! This is our camp. Oh, there's my little skivvy. The human that I caught. His name is Unlucky. Self-explanatory, really. I captured a human in a pal ball. Because I can. Oh, hang on. You're going to see him karate chopping a tree. No, you're not, because Daisy wants some camera time. Of course she does. He even does the little cha. Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. Right, so now we've seen this. Return to title. Ooh, that hurts. Going to chat. And we'll find someone to raid. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I know what I mean. Ouch. Sorry, I'm just making sure my housemate hasn't messaged us to say she's on her way home yet. Right, raiding. Okay. Let's have a look. Who do we have to go and raid? Oh, that was a big drop. Sorry. So we have... Oh, we have someone that just recently followed. They are currently playing Fortnite. So I'll let you know what options we've got, right? So we've got Nightingale, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Hogwarts Legacy, Killing Floor 2, yeah, that's what we've got. That's what we've got. So what are we thinking? Does anyone have a preference? think we're going to go for our new follower. So it's going to be a fortnight. Oh, now you want... Right, Final Fantasy 14. That's fair. We can do 14 if you would prefer 14, my dear. Let's have a look. So we want... Shout out for... Yep, there we go.
Why is Shanty top tier? Because she's like a ham breakfast.
Yeah.
Ham and eggs. she's a full meal.
People are gonna start rioting against us.
Right, so I'll put our raid messages up. Ouch. And as always, everybody, thank you very, very much for being here with us tonight. I really do appreciate yous. I know we're ending... Well, we're not technically ending early. It's earlier than we'd normally end. But we have made it all the way to the 3-hour marker. I will be back tomorrow with God of War, Ragnarok. And until then, I hope everybody has a lovely weekend, a great the rest of your evening, and I shall see you all soon. And I appreciate you very, very much. Very, very much. Bye for now.